It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Jacksonville Jaguars and the New York Giants, next on Madden NFL 25.
Well, the Giants began play all the way back in 1925. And almost 100 years later, this venue was built to house their next era, MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over them for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Here's Graham Gano out for the opening kick. And away we go from East Rutherford. Here's Parker Washington with the return. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So here are the Jaguars taking over for the first time on offense. And bringing them out to former #1 overall pick out of Clemson in 2021, Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence has had a remarkable career. Over 50 starts in high school and a winner all the way along. A national champion and 3-year starter at Clemson, and really a starter from day one after the first pick in the draft in Jacksonville. The key for Trevor at this level, though, is to do it season in and season out. That's what the greats before him have done. The Bradys, the Mannings, the #1 picks of the past. If you want to become a great and you want to take your game to another level, you got to do it year in and year out.
Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
That's complete. Here's Brown. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Bobby Okereke making that stop.
You know, I often say there is a fine line between aggressiveness and carelessness. And when you throw into double coverage, well, it can go either way. That time, a tremendous catch by his receiver on the other end.
3rd down, Lawrence to throw. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. He gets 6 on that play, and that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
That pass caught by Strange. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
Sticking in the air with Lawrence. Escapes the pocket. Steps up, and he's running with it. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
Opening drive going according to plan. This is 1st and 10 at the 36. Counter give to Etienne. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Etienne again. Pushing for the red zone. And he has this all the way down to the 17-yard line. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on the broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
Motioning left is Thomas. From the red zone now. He's got Brown on the slant. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have first and goal to figure out.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
They'll run, ETN. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
Hey, I get it on first and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Still chances to get these final 4 yards. It's second and goal. ETN has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive, try to stick them with the loss, and make a difficult 4th down decision.
Buckle up. It's third and goal. Trying to get it with diving for the goal line, and it's not free! And he's in for the touchdown. The Jaguars picked up the fumble and ran it home. That right there was impressive, Brock. Even with the fumble, absolutely no panic on his part. Finding that football, keeping the play going, and taking it in for 6.
I am just hearing my old offensive coordinator, Tom Moore, say whoever plays the hardest the longest wins. And that's what you got to do. You got to play harder, you got to play longer than your opponent, and when you get an opportunity, go seize it.
Little able to connect on the point after. And the Jaguars will jump out to a 7-0 lead. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. He's going to field this at the 2. He stopped on the return at the 27. So the Giants out and getting set for their first drive. And leading them out, someone playing at a high level over a decade after entering the league. He's got a Super Bowl to his name. It's Russell Wilson.
Kate, Russell Wilson's one of the NFL's most experienced quarterbacks. He's also one of the winningest quarterbacks, even with a couple bumps in the road in Denver. Remember, over that decade in Seattle with Pete Carroll and the Legion of Boom, there wasn't a quarterback that won more games in the history of the league over the first 10 years. 9 times to the Pro Bowl as well. Put a supporting cast around him, give him a run game and a defense, and Russell Wilson still knows very well how to play this game.
And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Now here's Russ. He finds Johnson. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Devin Lloyd on the tackle.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Wilson on third down. He has the first over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down, and nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Russ now from the gun. Finds him over the middle. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48.
I can't tell you how nice it is to have a big, trustworthy tight end in the passing game. Such great size to have, and he forces those defenses to find a way to try to match up when they can't.
Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. Throwing again. Here's Wilson. On the slant, complete to Johnson. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And the Giants will have a 1st down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Taking the handoff. Now Wilson. Finds a seam down the middle. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
1st down throw from Wilson. Gets this to Johnson. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Russ off the play fake. Flushed out of the pocket. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
All right, 1st sack on the board on the 1st drive as a defense. And now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin because we know pressure leads to sacks. And sacks in this league often leads to wins.
And it's a nickel set from the Jags on this 3rd down. Wilson now from the gun. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he winds up out of bounds, and that's going to be the end of the 1st quarter. So that connection for a 1st will bring us to the end of the 1st. Neither side separating much so far. We'll get back to East Rutherford after this. Second quarter about to get underway, and an opportunity to score here for the Giants. Wilson on 1st and 10. And he hauls it in for the New York touchdown. The Giants finish off their opening drive. Malik Neighbors with a touchdown. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Graham Gano to tack on the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Giants respond with 7 of their own to tie it here early. Gano ready to send this away. Has this at the 6. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Second drive coming up for the Jacksonville offense. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Lawrence. He gets this one to Strange. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Inside handoff goes to ETN. And he's officially in enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's a Jaguar 1st down.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
ETN gets it on the draw. And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. Micah McFadden able to make the play. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. They go right back to ETN. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Lawrence working from the gun. ETN on the catch. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville 1st down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
1st down, ball at the 36. Now Lawrence on the play fake. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. From the shotgun, Lawrence. That's taken in by ETN. And he'll head out of bounds after a short gain.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Throwing is Lawrence on 3rd down. He'll get this to ETN. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
This dude just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that 1st down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
From the gun, it's a give to Bigsby. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
You know, Kate, during draft season, I was talking to an NFL GM, and he said, you know what, in time, we're going to realize tackles for loss are just as big a deal as sacks. Sacks get so much of the popularity. Tackles for loss, when you knock that offense backwards, I promise you, in time, we'll be keeping a closer eye on plays like that one.
He's on the move. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And that pushes him back. Third down coming up.
That right there is one of the biggest differences between the NFL and college game. Heck, the high school and Pop Warner game. Because when you break away from a sack at those lower levels, big things happen. But at this level, this big boy league, just because you get out of one guy's arms doesn't mean you're safe anytime soon.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on third and very long. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Setting up the screen. And this one doesn't go far.
It's plays like that, Kate, right wrong. Where I sit and judge a defense. I judge the awareness. I judge how well that coordinator's got him equipped to see what's going on the field, and not just see it, but attack it. And they devoured that screen game on third down.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that's going to break our tie and give him a 3-point advantage.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Gray now on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Giants down to Russell Wilson, headed back to the field now. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. They're out and set, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Tracy. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
They go right back to Tracy. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. Call it 4 yards, and they're set up with a manageable 3rd and 2.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
Here's Tracy once more. And he's able to get this down to the 36. That one ends up a gain of 6. And the Giants will have a 1st down. So it's the 2-minute warning here from MetLife. The Giants are on the move here. 1st down, here's Russ. Sideline throw reeled in by Neighbors. And he's got it down to the 30 before going out.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the gun, it's Wilson. Connects with Slayton. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. From the red zone now. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home with that sack.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Trying again, following the sack. Dumps it off to his running back. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. The Giants using their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Let's see what they went with on third down. Shotgun snap for Wilson. Gets this to Slayton. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. The Jaguars are going to call their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. On fourth down, we'll see Graham Gano lead the Giants field goal unit out. This is going to be a 31-yarder from the right hash. The kick by Gonzalez is good. And that's going to tie us up just before halftime.
Well, that's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Gano ready to send this away. Washington now to return. He's got a lane up past the 30. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. The Jaguars send running back Travis Etienne trotting back out to the field. And he sure has proven to be a handful for him, grabbing their attention as a runner, but actually doing a good bit of damage as part of the team's passing game, too. Ball at the 33 for first down. Now Lawrence. Dump off caught by his back. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Micah McFadden able to make the play. A timeout taken by Jacksonville. It's second. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. Second and 6 coming up here. From the 37. Into traffic, complete. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Throwing now from the gun. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up second down.
You know, Kate, that was one of those situations where you hear a quarterback having a clock, right? You know, and he had enough time in the pocket, but then it was like, okay, time is running out, and I got to do something. He did not force a throw and risk a pick. Instead, he just got rid of it and cut his losses.
Lawrence now off the play action. Able to find Strange here. They gain 14 on the play. And that's a Jaguar first down.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be second down. Sticking in the air with Lawrence. That pass caught by Strange. And that's good for a gain of 5. Brought down by Paulson Adebo. We've arrived at the break, and what a second half we're in store for. It's tied at 10 after 2. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to our studios in Orlando. Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Well, we're set up for an incredible second half, all tied as we kick it away here in quarter number 3. This return starts at the 5. And this drive will start inside the 25. So to begin the third quarter, the New York offense returning to the field. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Staying between the tackles with Tracy. And he works his way for a gain of 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
Shotgun snap, a gift to Tracy. And he'll push forward for a small gain to the 31. It's a pickup of 3. They're going to need 3 more now on 3rd down. Russ looking to throw. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
This guy, Kate, he can create. He really is good out there. He's skilled when it comes to getting outside the pocket, which makes it all the more impressive. They contained him so well when he was clearly looking to generate something with his legs.
The Giants readying to punt, and they're going to send out the lefty, Jamie Gillen, for the kick. Fields this clean at the 30. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And it'll be Jaguars football. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Here's ETN to begin the drive. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Brought down by Paulson Adebo. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Not every corner in this league can make the play he just made right there. Sure, there's pure coverage guys. Not really known for their tackling, but this guy, well, he's someone who isn't afraid to stick his nose in there and make a stop.
On 2nd down, it's ETN. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Brian Burns coming up with the stop. Only a yard on the play. An improvement on their last one, but that brings up 3rd and 9. Here's Lawrence to throw. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means fourth down coming up.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and third downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
On fourth down, it's Logan Cook on for the Jaguars to punt it away. And hey, at least he held onto the football, but they will get nothing on that return. The Giants and Tyrone Tracy are running back on now. We don't get a return out of that punt. And it'll be Giants football. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. A give to Tracy up the middle. And he'll have it up across the 20 on a decent pickup there. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
A handoff to Tracy. We'll have him gain up about a handful there. Darnell Savage brings that to an end. Give him 5 yards to bring up a manageable 3rd and 1.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. On the handoff, this is Tracy. And again, they stall him out at the line. He couldn't get it.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
The Giants are set to punt. And he'll try to have his 2nd punt top his 1st one. Got 44 yards on his 1st kick, Brock, and this one looks to be longer. Takes it in at the 26. And he's brought down before the return gets far. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And it'll be their football. Out now runs the Jaguars offense. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Out of the gun, Lawrence. He throws a bullet deep to the right side. He's got it inside the 25. One of the game's biggest plays right there as they get the markers reset.
You know, Kay, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. Receiver in motion going left. Here's ETN on 1st down. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Micah McFadden able to make the play. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Now a give to ETN running right. And he'll go down here at the 16. It's a gain of 6, and they only need half of that now on 3rd and 3.
When you don't have great success on 1st down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
He'll get this one to Brown. And he goes out approaching that 10-yard line. A 5-yard gain on the play. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
1st and 10, it's Lawrence. The throw is caught. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They'll give this up the middle to ETN. And he cannot shake the tackler along the line of scrimmage. Nothing for them on 2nd down, and now it's 3rd and 1.
Hey, as much as I love talking about these physical matchups, right now this is psychological. This adds some layers to this 3rd down call. Do you try your hand at another run and hope it fares better? Tougher to go back to it again when it just gets stuffed.
And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
It's after plays like these, Kate, I love to study the body language. What is that offense doing after getting stuffed inside on a run like that? And more importantly, how much does it energize that defense?
Cam Little now to try the Jags field goal. Pretty easy kick here, Brock, just 22 yards. The kick by Shudak is good. And they've taken back the lead.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. 2nd time they brought him out for a field goal, and 2nd time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Starting from the 5. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. New York taking over once again. The offense heading out. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They run. Here's Tracy. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
I think we got to be careful, and I'll raise my hand of thinking that play was just a nothing burger. Because what can happen from that, Kate, is he put some nice toppings on it. A play-action pass, a shot that comes down the road from what looked like a very plain play.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. This is Tracy. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A couple yards on the run. It's 3rd and 6 now. Wilson now from the gun. Gets this to Johnson. They got 24 yards on the play. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Play action, it's Wilson. Fits it through the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Just 1 quarter remaining in this one. It's Giants football. They're on a mission here. They trail entering the 4th. Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. Here's Tracy. And he's stopped down at the 16 after a small gain. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Slot man in motion right. Going right side, Robinson with it. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Only a couple yards there, and now it's 3rd and 7.
Well, you call that play to surprise the defense, try to get to the goal line. But a quick adjustment by the defense, well, it kept him in position to make the stop and ruin that play.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. It's Tracy on the carry. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. 1 yard on the play, and now they've got 4th down and 6. This one of the biggest moments of the game for Graham Gano. This from 30 yards out. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And in the 4th quarter, that's going to tie the game. A fortunate break for them as they get a gift with roughing the kicker. Their offense heading back out to keep things going. So now then, after the penalty, this is 1st and goal. Running it after the penalty. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
2nd and goal coming up, 5 yards to the end zone. So now they're going to throw with Wilson. And he takes it in. Touchdown, New York! The Giants take a 4th quarter lead. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
This is the time of the game where your legs just get a little bit tired. But that was a determined-looking drive right there. They were not going to be denied, and they're able to score and take the lead.
Now a try to go up by 4, put it out of the range of a field goal. The point after splits the uprights. And the Giants take a 4-point lead. Gano ready to send this away. Washington now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Jacksonville heading out there on offense. They find themselves down here in the 4th after that touchdown. This game could end up depending on how they respond right here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, ETN gets it. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. From the 28. That's Thomas. He's got it. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
3rd and just 2 to go. They'll toss it to Etienne. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
The Jaguars in a punt formation. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. It's a 61-yard punt that time. And they'll get ready to go on offense. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Running this with Tracy. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
2nd down now, 7 to go. They go right back to Tracy. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him about 3 yards, and now they're going to have 3rd and 5 to figure out. Looking to throw. Finds his target, Robinson. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Quick slant caught by Neighbors. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the gun, it's Tracy. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And the Giants will have a 1st down. New set of downs for him from the 46. Going to the ground again on 1st. And they'll hold him up after a short carry to the 44. So quickly the defense burns a timeout here. 1:57 remaining in the game. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Here's Tracy once more. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. With 1:54 remaining, the defense burns a timeout. A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. He'll throw it. And they got there in time. He's taken down. Now whistles and a timeout taken quickly by the defense. 1:50 left to go. They're out now, ready to punt it. It's going to be Jamie Gillen doing the honors. So this one sails over the sideline, and they'll spot it where a touchback would go at the 20-yard line. The Jaguars returning their offense and this running back to the field. And his performance has ailed against what has been a very stout defensive front. This hasn't been a contest to stack up there among his better showings, partner. They've made it real difficult to find any holes to hit, and there's been absolutely no space for him to work with. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Back to throw. His quick throw knocked away, incomplete. That one firmly denied by the man in coverage. And now they face 2nd down.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
Setting up to pass. And it looks great flying through the air, Brock, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. 3rd down coming up.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. To throw. And Willie, no, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game. And the defense comes through. 4th down, that much tougher.
As we're into the 4th quarter, we know this. We know that money down could not be any more important than right now. Both sides are certainly fatigued. You feel it in both their play. But battling through what's been a physical contest all game long, going to be the key here down the stretch.
And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Hey, after that stop, Kate, they can start to celebrate. Well, kind of. They still got to finish this game. And my favorite formation in football, that victory formation. Get into it, secure the football, and you'll secure this victory.
No timeouts remaining here, partner, so they can just run out this clock. The Giants taking a here, running out the final seconds to their victory.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second.
A kneel down here, and they can start to celebrate this win. With the win in hand, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
After one final kneel down, partner, and this should do it. So the Giants come away with the win. This is the type of game everyone was hoping they'd see when they entered this stadium, Brock, you and I included. A close one that went all the way down to the final whistle.
And, Kate, this is one of the bigger adjustments a college player has to make to the NFL. In college, you get a lot of blowouts. The NFL, every game you get calloused because you know more often than not they'll be like this, a one-possession game that's not about how you start. It's all about how you finish.
So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. It's a well-earned win for the Giants as we say so long from New York.